A wizard is never late, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Okay, kill him!
Get the fuck out.
Oh, good for you!
Hello, boobies.
One,
Kid can't even read.
two.
Ooh, welcome to the Commander Smiths.
We are the Commander Smiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
Cool story, bro. Cool story, bro. Thanks, Brenshai.
We can do that.
Cool
got that
story, bro. This is episode 352. Right? We had 351
I don't know.
last
I'll
one.
write it down, though.
352. Yes, 352. Nothing like crazy with this episode, but we actually had this ready for 2 weeks ago, and then the secret layer fun stuff all happened, and so we bumped this one a little bit. Yeah. But what are we doing today on this special episode of 352?
We basically just want to talk reserve list and kind of like 5 reserve list cards that you should probably play more.
There we go.
I mean, there's a lot of different angles that we've done of this over the years, like the best specking or the best, value, or even this one. But I think this is a fun one. You kind of get to scour around and be like, you know what? I do think this is a better card than, maybe people just don't know because it's so old, or I think we're staying away from expensive cards. This is Fave 5 style, so I don't know Adam's list. He doesn't know mine.
Yep, mine are all under $20.
I don't know if I'm under 20, but I have like 2 separate lists of like really expensive ones that I wish I could buy or like play with more, and then ones that I do have, but we should be playing them more.
Oh, this is for you, Tad.
Tad,
the
fuck
Oh, Tad, fuck you with your fog for life. God,
yeah, that was we should talk about
okay.
that one real quick. But we got
RoboCop. He's on
little trophy that he sent in because I was able to get the
because we played in real life games.
Yeah, I don't like that it has Urza's for life, so I'll probably just throw it away.
But
thank you.
Yeah. So, and we do have a Stump the Smith Savant. It'll be a new one, new round again because Lowery got stumped last week. This week we have, who is our stumper? It is Batman. Batman is our stumper. So yeah, it's a non-patron, so you don't have to be a patron to enter. So just remember that, guys. But we will have either any of the X-Men, the comic book X-Men foil proxies up for grabs. So you got Storm, Captain America, Iron Man, I'm going the wrong way. Wolverine, and Black Panther there. Oh, camera, focus. So those will be up for grabs. We'll have one of those up there. I'm guessing we'll just put Storm as the one because that seems like the
Storm is the coolest.
Yeah, the coolest one. Okay, so let's talk about that really quick. We had some in real life games.
Yay!
We got to play for the first time in 3 months
Since August.
Yeah, so
it was beginning of August.
I got to play 2 new decks, and as what Tad is saying, Fog for Life. We can
talk about that game.
It was
a 5-person game.
Yeah, that was a 5-person game.
You were playing your Mono Blue Mill. Which one is that again?
Mind Skinner. So
okay,
let me back it up. I played a lot of Rendma because it was a lot of fun, and it wasn't very oppressive. I played Mind Skinner once earlier in the night, and it won in 5 turns. Like that's kind of what my gold fishing was doing. It made I at the end had 5 copies of Renma going, and it was ridiculous. So in the 5-person game, I was like, hey, this is a good one to hit a lot of people, and I can, see if it can hold up against 4 people being like pissed that I'm milling them. Well, fucking, I get it out of what I think I got it. You were like mind boggled with that was the funny thing that game, because I played a High Tide and I'm like, get Mind Skinner out and I got this out, and you're like, what's happening? I'm only on turn 2. How is everybody getting shit out? Because everybody had like these massive boards.
I was last.
Yeah,
so out of 5, I was on last, and so it just felt like everybody was ramping,
Right.
and they have like a full on board state, and I'm at 2 land still. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And normally Lowery by turn 2 has 15 land, 5 mono rocks, like everything's happening.
It's normally turn 3 when I'm there, but
so the first turn I get to swing with Mind Skinner, and Tad is to my right, so he plays just before me. I swing in, not even at Tad, just somebody, and he fucking fogs me, and I'm just like, well, that was stupid. That's only 10 cards. Why would you stop that mill? Like, it's not a big deal. Wait until there's more of these bitches later.
yeah.
That one won him the game. But basically, because he ended up at the end, he fogged me 6 fucking
At least 6 times.
I never got
as many times as he could.
Let me put it this way.
It was incredible.
Amazing. I never
and
got a Mind Skinner trigger to happen. Like, let me rephrase that. Mind Skinner attacking never happened. The only way Mind Skinner I was able to mill all 4 of you and left Tad is because Ramsey attacked me, and he still fogged. He finally fogged somebody else, because his whole graveyard was Adam related. Like, I think there was one other card that wasn't to me, and then finally he fogged somebody else. But I had that giggling Skitter thingy, Skitter's spite.
The new stuffy doll, essentially.
Yeah. But the cool thing with that is it doesn't need combat damage. It needs to, if it attacks, if it blocks, or is targeted by a spell, then its trigger happens. Well, I had that equipment that I put on Mind Skinner. Yeah.
Throne of the Dragon, something or other.
Like throne, yeah. So what it does is you tap 2.
Dragon Throne.
Your creature gains Defender, so it can no longer attack. But you can tap 2, tap it. It gives all your creatures X+X, where X is its power, and trample until end of turn. So
yeah,
I blocked, and Mind Skinner was already a monstrous, whatever. Got 5 counters, so he's a 6/6. I blocked. I pumped him 10, so it was 16-16, and then milled you all for 72 because it hit everybody.
Because everybody would take 16 damage, and then everybody mills 16 4 times.
Yeah, so it milled everybody out except for Tad with 3 cards. So that first mill that first fog, I was like, that was stupid, was actually his savior right there.
That's what saved him.
Yeah.
That's what saved him.
And the other thing was, remember that one he almost let through? And the first time I did the 10-10, he's like, I'm going to let it go. And I was like, okay. Well, now I'm giving everything 10+10. He's like, well, in response to that, fog. And I'm like, motherfucker. So if I wouldn't have been so greedy there, I could have got him too.
You could have gotten it.
There's 2 instances where it was.
And Ted has a good point here.
You
played it back to basics really early, and nobody could untap their lands a lot. I was lucky enough because I was playing Gonti, RIP. I killed that today.
Wow.
But I had a bear umbra. No. I was untapping my lands once things were happening, and so I had a lot of mana generation in that regard, and I was lucky for that. But it was basically make sure Adam doesn't kill us out of nowhere, and you still did it. You still
not the
did
game,
it. Like,
but
I was gone
every single time though. Besides the first turn that he's stopped the 10. Every turn that he did it, it was potential game over. Like, I had things to do if he let the damage go through, but he never let it go through. And Alex Ibukaki was very pissed because that back to basics is what hurt him the most, because he had 3 non-basic lands and they were tapped when I played it. So he's like, oh, this is fucking fun. This is awesome. I love this game. This is so much fun. But no one could remove it. And then when the only person that could remove it was him eventually. And then he's like, nah, fuck all you guys. I'm not helping you guys out. I'm going down with
the
this ship.
funny thing is that if it did ever get removed, you had a harbinger of the tides or seas, the one that turns all the non-basics into islands. Yeah. I also had that in my hand. And so like it was happening. It just it did not matter.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. So we didn't get to play a lot of games together. We were pretty separated most of the time, which was random. Right. Like what we do is we write names on cards, randomize it, then throw it down, and then that's the groups. And it just so happened that we were always on different team or different games. Oh, we did play that Emperor one, which how did you guys do on that?
Oh, none of it. My team, we didn't pick Ross did. Ross picked the right, but I did not. I'm not good at Emperor.
You were the Emperor. I don't remember what deck were you even playing.
I don't want to be the Emperor anymore. I played like 3 times Emperor and been the Emperor twice. I don't like it. I don't want to be in charge. But I did Dr. Madison Lee, and it just spun wheels and did nothing. And like I think I missed a land drop or 2, and it was also dead at this point.
Yeah, I was playing I'm
disappointed. God.
My Mirror Planeswalker deck, and I did not get a single Planeswalker, but I was passing my really big Mirror to everybody and all that. So that was a lot of fun there. Any interesting games you had with your decks at all? Like you talked about Foxglove, Mr. Foxglove, you liked a lot.
Yeah. I got 2 games in with Mr. Foxglove, and that one was really, really fun. One of them was with Alex and Lucas, and was it? I had Mr. Foxglove versus demon themed Kalia, and we're both like cheating stuff into play. Alex, what was Alex playing? I'm not sure if it really mattered, but like I was just drawing a ton of cards, cheating stuff into play. Hullbreaker Horror was crazy. Just being able to just like bounce things. Oh, that's right. Alex was playing that the new red black guy that like whenever you cast your first spell, it deals damage to another player, and people can't gain life and stuff like that. So, but that Mr. Foxglove is a lot of fun. Just being able to cheat in those big creatures, and play the cards. I think the biggest thing is like if you stumble a little bit and you just get those fatties stuck in your hand. But I was lucky enough not to have it happen, I guess. But Mr. Foxglove is really cool. If you're interested in building it, I highly suggest it at this point. Because I since we last played, I've probably built 4 or 5 decks. Mm-hmm. And this was definitely the top of it. Like
your favorite.
This was my favorite.
Yeah. That was so for
Lord
me,
of Pain.
Yeah, Lord of Pain was the one. Thanks, Dad. So out of the 2 decks thanks, Dad. The 2 decks, Renma was by far my favorite. And
that was a fun one to play against too.
Yeah, so
because people were borrowing it, and then it's just like all of a sudden you have 5 to 8 2/2 crows, and you're like, take 10.
Yeah, the thing is like it works because the goading part is like it's not allowing you to just chump block or send your 2/2 bird into the other 2/2 bird and kill them, because they come into play tapped. So there's no way that you can sacrifice your birds unless somebody has a big flyer or just a flyer, in general. But at that point, people are like, well, I don't want to sacrifice my birds because then I have no way of blocking and I'm going to take damage. So it never happened that way. And even in the first game that I played it, I was playing against a Mogus deck, which you would be like, oh shit. When I first started, I was like, this sucks for me because I'm giving you all birds and now you guys are going to sacrifice them. And I'm helping all of you guys out. But Jeremy quickly played Blood Chief Ascension. So people sacrificing it actually did the same thing, and they were losing a bird. So people ended up just keeping them anyway. So it was
okay.
It was a lot of fun because in a way it felt like a Mogus deck because Mogus is always draining the table with what it does.
Okay.
And Renma kind of does that with the birds attacking and stuff. But there's the end game of it is you're building up everybody's army. Everybody's kind of killing each other little by little. You still have blockers, not with your birds, but the other creatures, because you're playing a lot of mana dorks. Everything's basically artifact creature, creature enchantment, so you have things to block your stuff. But you drain the table enough, and then you play the board wipe that typically wins you the game. And so that's. Did you play it when Trombley played it? Were you in the other room?
Yeah, I was playing against him.
How did that one end? Because he told me what he was going to do. I just didn't know if that's how it ended.
I got knocked out first. I was playing my new morph deck, Kadena, and it stumbled. So I got knocked out pretty quick.
So you didn't see because what he told me he was going to do was the plan was build everybody's board up, and then he had the pingers where when creatures die, everybody loses a life. So he's like,
Okay.
I'm about to board wipe on my next turn. Everybody has 8 crows or birds, so everybody's going to lose all that life. So I don't know if that's how he did it, but I know
probably was going to go get pizza. So
it's the one of 2 places that you were at night. It was either getting pizza or pooping. No, I'm just kidding.
I did not poop at night. It was that morning. I left a present for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I turned the fan on.
Renma ended up being it's one of my top decks for like fun to play. It doesn't feel oppressive when I'm like to other people necessarily. I have other decks that are fun to
agree.
play.
That is one of the big things is that it was involving us.
Yeah.
But not like hindering us. It was just speeding up the game.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like whenever I don't know, the red green aura deck that goated stuff. It didn't feel like I wasn't playing creatures and then not being able to do what I wanted with them, if that makes sense.
Right.
To whereas like you're like, here you go, do something not against me.
Right. Exactly.
Like, okay, I can move this forward. Like it felt really good. It felt kind of it's probably a different feeling for a lot of people, but it's kind of like Nekusor. It's like, hey, you're gonna draw more cards, but you're gonna take damage
hurt
for it. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Like that's how I kind of looked at it, and it was really fun to play against.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a deck will be probably my starter every time I play games, because I think it's a lot of fun. There was one other thing I was gonna say with it. Fuck, my train of thought went away there. But yeah, so it was fun. We got a lot of games in. We played till 3:00 in the morning, so that was. I barely remember the last game. I didn't realize what I played until I went to clean up the next morning. I was like, oh yeah, I played my Dragon's Approach deck. I don't remember who won that one. It was me, you, and Alex at that point. Do you remember that game? As you can tell, beer was involved. Alex was there. So speaking of that, I have this to drink tonight. It is a Bourbon Country Brand Bananas Foster Stout.
Ooh.
That Alex left for me to have, and it's a 14%, 13.9. So I'm about to crack that right now. I didn't
get to it.
Yeah. So,
I'm gonna admit I do recall you playing Edgin. I don't remember what I played.
I know. I don't think I didn't win because I remember. Oh, I know. I played one Dragon's Approach card. I remember that. Yeah. Played one Dragon's Approach card and didn't play another one for the rest of the game. Like it didn't hit anything.
I don't know what you were doing.
Because it just didn't hit anything, and I couldn't foretell. And then I remember being like drunk enough that I was like, when can I do my foretell stuff? Like it was forgetting the timing of how things worked and all that. And I remember you reminded me once. You're like, no, you can't do that right here. You have to wait. You have to still follow the rules of how these
sorcery
go
speed.
Yeah.
No, and I guess the one that you brought up precast that you essentially forced me to win a game. My only win for the night.
Yeah. So
I had
that wasn't that did we play a 6-person game? Wasn't that 6-person game?
I think it was 5. Might have been 6.
I think it
but
was.
I think
6.
it was just.
I think it was
Ramsey, Tad. I think Russ had left by that point. Because I was sitting next to Tad.
And I was sitting next to Tad too.
Yeah. So.
And Rams. Yeah.
Because I was on the end when Russ was there, and then when Russ left, I took his spot.
Yeah. So that one, I was going off with Duke, and that's why I was like, oh yeah, this is fucking awesome. I'm attacking one person, it's hitting everybody. I'm getting all this benefit, and I was up to like, what was it, like 100 life or something ridiculous. Something, not 100.
70. I think it was 70 something.
But it was way above I had control. And then that one card that you were doing the damage.
Vicious Shadows. It's a 7-mana red enchantment. And whenever a creature dies, I can point at a person and they lose life equal to the amount of cards they have in their hand.
And I had a
And-
shit ton of cards in my hand.
You had a shit ton of you had 5. I think you consistently had 5.
Yeah.
And every time a creature, somebody would be like, I sacrifice. I'm like, Adam, lose 5.
It was terrible.
And-
I was at 70 and you dropped me so far down that I think you could have killed me that turn.
I could have.
In that one
And
turn.
not that turn,
Or
but I
was it
think
2
it took a
turns?
turn or 2 to
Yeah.
get you down into range with us, and then
Then you could have
then
killed
I started
me.
making it even.
Right.
So like
You could have
Cat was
killed
at
me
3,
and
you were
2
at
other
1,
people. And I was just
Ramsey
like,
was at like 6.
I was mad that you
and-
didn't kill us. I was like, Lowery, stop being nice and kill us. And you're like, no, I'm just spreading it out. So then on my turn, I was like, well, fuck this. I'm going to make you win this game. And I all out attacked with, I don't know, it was going to kill everybody. And you're like,
Yeah.
all right, Adam, you're dead. You're dead
Yeah.
and you're dead and you're dead. I win the game. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
How did you
'cause
win, though?
I-
Where did it end? Was it?
Oh, I was playing the new red no, not new, but from Murderers, red black, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, you can gain lifelink, death touch,
Oh, that's
or
right.
make an imp. And I had an imp, so I sacrificed it. I want to say it killed Tad and Ramsey, and then you went down to 1, but then I was able to aim that damage at you, and then you would have died. And then Alex was sitting around, but I think he was gettable as well.
Yeah, that was a
So
good game. I like those big 5-person games.
yeah,
But I
It
didn't
was
like
fun.
I didn't like that you were making us all survive. I was like, kill me, you bastard. You're just too nice.
I was sitting at 14. It was Judith. Thank you. I'm glad Tad's part of the cast here.
Tad was the most sober out of all of us there
Well,
at that point
that's what happens when you're responsible.
right. He remembers things.
That's
He's our, what is it called in the courtroom? Is it subscriber? Not subscriber.
Subscriber.
It's subscriber. But it's something like that. It's
stenographer.
There we go.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, that does sound right. I
That's
think
a stupid word,
I
but
think
yeah, I think
subscriber
that's it.
sounds better. Speaking of that, you guys can subscribe to our channel. Please make sure you give this a
Look at
like
that
right
fucking,
now.
fantastic. Great job.
Was there anything else you want to talk about with the games?
No, I think that's it.
All right, let me get the tags though really quick. 4 ways to support us. You can either watch our stuff live. You can become. We got a new patron. I forgot. God damn, it's been a bit. So, you can become a new patron, like our new patron. Who is it? It is. I wrote down his actual. Mark the Great. Well, that's not his actual name, but you know.
That is a fantastic name. If that
Mark the Great.
Welcome to a meat forest.
cousins to Alexander.
Sounds like a
I'm
fairy
assuming.
tale of a meat forest.
But you can become a patron just like Mark. $1 gets you into the Discord. $5 gets you proxies if you want each month, if you so choose. Just like the Captain America here. These little guys, these proxies we're going to be giving away for Stump Smith Savant. So each month you can get proxies if you, depending on your level and all that. So that's one way to support us. You can also donate on the live cast. We'll be doing something a little change with that in the near future. And then the other thing is, you can check out our store. If you go to, there's a link below on this video and whatever you're listening to, that brings you to my eBay page, which has our store on it. But you can get, like, what, Lowery, are you drinking the mug? You have the red mug? But you can get these Yeti mugs.
I did find it.
You did
but,
find it. Good.
It's dirty now.
Oh, yeah, you used it this week or last weekend. You can get those Yeti mugs. They're at price. So they're really, I mean, they're $40. That's what, these are huge freaking mugs. I just put this huge ass bottle. It's not a normal beer bottle. This is what is it? How many ounces is that? I don't know. It's just a weird label, so I can't see. It's big. That's
It's
all
a
I
big
got.
bottle. Yeah.
So this,
Like a
I think,
can and a
holds
half.
up to 24 ounces. So these are really nice. We also have our metal tokens and all that stuff on there. So those are 4 ways you guys can support us. If you're watching right now, all you guys right now live on this, hit that like button, help us out, because we do have, it's going to get thumbs down. We have just serial thumbs downers. And so we got to counteract that. So please hit that like button. So that's the best way you guys can support us. And that's it. We're not going to do any more tags with all that stuff. So let's just kind of get into the episode, right? There's not much more. Yeah, let's get to the episode.
I think
here.
we're good.
Okay, so we are doing our Fave 5s, but it's for a reserve list. It's our underused, underplayed cards from the reserve
Yes.
list. So you have the deck amounts, right? How many decks they're in for your cards?
Sure, I don't.
Nice.
I can look it up as we go.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay, so
Yeah, but I do that. Just because I did it once, you expect it once in 7 years, and you're like, he does that now.
right.
No. I don't do
So
that.
the one example, which is not going to be a part of our list, this is just one that we will always talk about whenever we talk about this, as long as it's within the price range. Right now, you can get Lifeline still for $20. Lifeline has been as expensive as $50 at one time. It's only in 3,500 EDH rec decks, and you guys, if you're longtime listeners, you know that what this card does, but I'm going to tell you what it does now. It's an artifact. It's a 5-drop. When a creature is put into the graveyard and a creature is still in play, return that creature from the graveyard to play at the end of turn. So this is just, it's fantastic if you're using a deck where you're sacrificing creatures. Even if you're not, like, even if you're just a creature heavy deck, this is kind of a way to save your creatures in a way. If you had some sort of sack outlet, if somebody did a board wipe, you could sacrifice all your creatures before the board wipe resolves, and your creatures see that there were creatures on the battlefield. So at the end of turn, yours would come back into play. So there's a lot of shenanigans you can do with this, and the fact that it's still at 3,500 decks, and we've been talking about this card, I kind of want to go back to when we first talked about it and see how many decks it was in at that time, because I'm sure we talked about it was probably 800 decks and it's gone up that much. But I'm just surprised this isn't used a whole hell of a lot more, because there is a lot of sacrifice creature decks. So this isn't part of our 5 list. It's just a card that we always talk about, and so we want to mention it now because it is still at one of its cheapest prices at $20 right now. So, all right, Lowery, do you want to start us off, or do you want me to start with one?
I don't think EDH Rec even has it on there. Or
So-
keep on
You want me to go
spelling
first?
it wrong.
All right, I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna do one then while you're thinking here. All right, so my first one is going to be again Corpse Dance. This is one I didn't really know about until I was kind of.
I almost switched over to that.
You almost went to that one.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one I didn't even really. I don't have this one. I need to go pick this one up because this is actually a pretty sweet card. So Corpse Dance, it's 2 colors and 1 black. It has buyback 2. It's an instant, and it says return the top creature card of your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature gains haste until end of turn, then you exile at the beginning of the next end step. So it has that old synergy stuff, not synergy, that old mechanic of doing the top creature on the graveyard, so you can't really choose. So it just depends on how you order it. That matters when your creatures are dying, how you want them to go in. If it's a board wipe, so you're going to want to stack it. But the fact that this is an instant and the buyback, that you can keep doing this. If you have enough mana sitting out or up, you can keep bringing this back, keep bringing back creatures. They will get exiled, so just remember that. They gain haste, so you can get that cool attack. If you're throwing stuff in your graveyard, you can get nice graveyard synergies. I just think this is a really good card. It's only in 5,318, so this is one of the higher ends for decks, but it's not. Yeah, it's nothing, especially this day and age. Right now, you can get it for $17. This sucker was as high as $48. So this has been up there in price, and you can get this for pretty cheap. So I'm gonna pick this one up because I haven't gotten this one yet, and I have decks that it'll fit in. That's why I'm kind of shocked that I don't have it yet, because I have a lot of I think I have 2 or 3 decks that are graveyard synergy stuff. So
this feels very much like a shallow grave type card, which is also a reserve list. And so I like it right next to each other, and the repeatability make it really nice. I think it's really cool. I do agree with the whole stacking the graveyard. If you do have this in your deck, you do need to be conscious of that so that you're not cheating.
Right.
But it's almost like it is a rule that you need to leave your graveyard in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like you can't stack them so that it's easier to find the cards that you want. Technically, nobody really cares because it almost never matters
unless you have a card like this in there.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So if you are playing this card, I think it's a very good point that you said is just know, even if this card isn't in your hand, make sure if you're playing with this card to be conscious of how you put your creatures in the graveyard. And it might
Also
be
true.
just good practice, just to
Yep.
do that in general. If you own the card and you start playing with it, even if it isn't a deck that you're not playing, that it's not in, maybe just having that practice of like, okay, I'm putting this one in first, this one in second, blah, 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 blah. I might actually do that anyways. Just I don't think they'll ever do cards like this again, like where it's
No.
mattering what the stack is. But if you start playing more with this, I think that's a good thing to do. All right, Larry, what are we going to do with our first one for you?
I'll go with my face card, Cavern of Despair. This is kind of going off at 3 weeks memory. Yeah, might as well. All right, 2 colorless, 2 red, enchant world. All players may attack with no more than 2 creatures each turn and block with no more than 2 creatures each turn. So essentially, this is a crawl space. This
Yeah.
is Red's version of a, ghostly prison or propaganda. And it's played so little that it's not even on EDH Rec.
Are you serious?
It would not pull up.
That's kind of funny.
Maybe that's why I was not doing the S.
Oh, you did Cavern of Despair.
Yeah.
But this is interesting because I didn't know about this one either.
Yeah.
Like when you told me this,
Okay.
I was like, oh shit. Okay, I didn't know this one existed in red.
I wasn't totally wrong. It is in 434 decks.
So it's basically nothing. Yeah.
Right, basically nothing. It's sitting at about $40 there.
Yeah.
That's more than likely why you don't really want to be paying that kind of money for it. But I think there's Silent Arbiter is 1 attack, 1 block per turn, and I think this is right there with it. This is a card that I would like to see more of. Italians has a version of this, like Italian Legends. I believe it's a lot cheaper. I don't know if it'll show the options down there on Scryfall
It doesn't
at all.
show the Italian one. I think I can search
Okay.
for it if I knew what the Italian name was, like how to spell what it is in
Yeah, I don't
Italian.
know.
I have no idea.
You got to just say it with a Italian accent, I think.
Ye old.
Gavin's. I think I just do it with French. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I dig this
So-
one. I didn't know this one was there. I haven't seen this one with all our 30 plus years of playing Magic. I don't remember ever seeing this, even back in the old school days with Legends. And Legends was my jam, man. I loved Legend cards, and I don't remember ever seeing this one, so I like this.
I remember I got this one in Italian. Do you remember 3-4 years ago now?
Good for you.
When we were doing a reserve list segment and I talked about going after Italian cards.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say that I was talking about Rasputin Dreamweaver
Yep,
specifically in the one. I bought this at the same time as Rasputin. So
okay.
I haven't used it because it's $40 card, don't have, and it's just sitting in my reserve list binder. But it's a cool card. I should be playing it more, and I think this would be a good one to
You
start
just need to
playing
build
more.
red decks like I build red decks.
Right.
So,
I haven't built a red deck in 4 or 5 years. Agreed. That's such a bad color.
It's weird that my last 2 decks had no red in it. Like I just felt dirty doing that. All right, let's see here. So that was mine. I'm gonna hit another one that you actually like to play, and all these are ones that I don't have. So this is kind of interesting. It looks like I'm gonna have to go on a shopping spree, but you play with this one. I've seen this one so much from you playing it, and I really like this. But it's Mono Web. It is 3 colorless artifact.
You stole it.
Oh, you have it on your list?
You son of a gun.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. No, you took 2
2 things from your
of the ones that were on my backups. Or
It-
this was. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
Doesn't matter. I don't care.
So it
Come on.
is whenever any land target opponent, or let me read the errata text. Whenever a land an opponent controls, not target opponent, because that's the old version. The new errata version is whenever a land an opponent controls is tapped for mana, tap all lands that player controls that could produce any type of mana that land could produce. So basically, you tap a land for mana. It's all the lands get tapped, right?
Right.
So it doesn't matter because it's saying that type. That player controls that could produce any type of mana.
Whenever a
Any
land
type.
an opponent
Any
controls is tapped for mana, tap all lands that
Yeah.
player
So
controls.
that's how we've always been playing. That's
Right.
just in my head.
This is a War's Toll as well. So like if you play that red enchantment from Battle Bond, and that was the reprint version. But Mana Web goes right next to it. It is a great get.
Yeah, well, not only just it next to it, I'm just like, in general, in decks, it seems good because what it's doing is it's making it so that they're tapping everything out. You don't have to worry about the counter spells happening on your turn, or, you know, like removal or the surprise stuff necessary. There still is that can happen, but this really limits that, and it's only opponents, which I'm actually surprised for Weatherlight. Like, this seems like a thing that they would have done all players.
For everybody.
And I really like that it's all opponents, so and not affecting you at all. So I really like this. When you play it, it doesn't do noticeable damage, you know. It doesn't, but it really does hinder. It really does hinder everybody. It's like, well, you tap in one, boom, you got to tap everything out. And for us, we don't like the counterspell stuff. I don't personally don't like that stuff. But I do play a lot of in response things, and so this really does fuck with all that shit. So I really like this card. Every time you've played it, it's done work. That's and for a 3-drop mana or for artifact, love this.
Yeah.
And it's only in 5,400 EDH rec decks. It's as low as 15. It says 19 here, but I found it on TCG for 15. It has been as high as $40. So
Okay.
this is also another one I have to pick up. So far I'm 3 for 3 on money I have to spend. All right, Lowery, what is your next one?
This is one that it makes it onto a lot of my piles, but it ends up being cut in the last like 80-90 cards. Mind over matter, mainly because of the mana cost, but it's 2 colorless, 4 blue enchantment. Choose and discard a card, tap or untap target artifact, creature, or land. And so this kind of card can really, like, it can be anything. Like, somebody's going to attack you with a fatty, you discard a card, tap it down for that turn. Do you have something like Shrine to Nykthos? Like, untap it, do it again, untap it, do it again. You can ramp like crazy, or like a Cabal Coffers. If you're trying to expel off, like you're going to gain a ton of mana off this kind of card. Do you want a surprise block, discard a card? You got something like this, almost made it into Mr. Foxglove just as a, I don't need this, draw cards.
That's crazy because Mr. Foxglove's 3 colors and this is a 4 blue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in that deck, I have enough wheels to whereas if it's stuck, I don't care about discarding it. But and it's a nice card that can help protect your like attackers. Like if you're like, I know if my creature is blocked by this, it's gonna die. Or if you're worried about the double block, you can just discard something and unblock or like tap it down.
Yeah.
It's super, and it's tapping or untapping, and so it's so flexible. This card's in like a little over 8,000 decks. But I get, you know, what's it saying, $30-$40 right now?
$39, yeah.
Yeah, I went expensive, didn't I? A dickhead. But the card has been really enticing. I like it.
Well, and if you can partner that with like synergies that work with discarding, like this works really well in those kind of decks too. Like it just in general, it's good. But if you can also do it with like, I don't know, or if you're like a black waste knot type thing where you're actually getting an advantage from discarding, or madness kind of things, but then you're working with red. You could take advantage of it a little bit by getting a bonus from discarding.
Agreed. If you like discarding or you're playing from the graveyard at all, like if you have flashback, you're working with that. You don't care if you discard your cards. That works out pretty well there. Reanimation with blue-black is not an uncommon thing to do. I think it's a really cool card.
Yeah,
people should play it more.
Yep, I dig this. I do have this one. Oh, good for me.
Oh, good for you.
So this is one I don't have to go out and buy. So, all right. I like that. What is my next one I want to talk about? Talk about.
I like tacos.
Is probably going to be, I'll do a really low one. I don't remember what this one is. It's on my list, but I don't remember what it does. And I don't have it, I don't think. So let's see here. We're going to be all surprised together. It's Haunting Wind.
Haunting Wind.
So this is an enchantment. It's a black enchantment. It's 3 colors and 1 black. Let me read the errata text. Whenever an artifact becomes tapped or a player activates an artifact ability without tap in its activation cost. This deals 1 damage to the artifact's controller. So with with treasures and with all that fun stuff, we keep getting a lot of these tokens with clues and all that. No clues.
Clues don't need to tap.
Whenever. Okay. What are some of our? So we got mainly. I was thinking
Oh
with
wait,
treasures.
but it without a tap. So you're right. You're right on clues. Sorry.
Yeah. So would it not work with treasures? No, it does say what becomes tapped.
It would. Essentially,
or a player.
it's
Yeah.
they're over explaining it. If you activate an ability of an artifact,
you are taking 1 damage.
you take a damage.
So I do want to partner this with Power Leech was my other one too, and that's the green one. Unless that was gonna be one of yours.
No.
This and Power. This is in 494 decks, so under 500.
Yeah.
It's $15. It was as high as 87. This is probably the biggest jump. And then let me show Power Leech really quick because they're both one and the same kind of.
Yeah.
Power Leech is for green enchantment, but it's you gain life instead of doing the damage. So whenever an artifact an opponent controls becomes tapped or an opponent blah blah blah, you gain life. So they're both doing the same thing. Green's just doing green stuff, kind of. That would normally be a white thing. And black's doing black stuff. So I think these are really good, especially since every set we keep getting more and more and more artifact synergies with the treasures,
And
with the clues.
Both of those cards are going to be really good in Jaegra. That turns all of the other creatures into artifacts.
Artifact food.
Power Leech almost made it, and I don't know. I felt like Haunting Wind might have been too mean, or like it hurt me too much. But I think neither of them actually made it. But now that we're talking about it, I'm like, I should. I think that'd be pretty good.
A really quick way to gain your life back with Power Leech in there. So, But yeah, Power Leech is in 1,024 decks. Same pricing, $18 and got as high as 85. So they're both around the same price range. So, all right, Lowery, what is your third selection?
I'm gonna go with Dream Halls, another discard one. Blue enchantment. It's 3 colorless, 2 blue. It's a fun one. I think it's a more interesting one. But so like I said, enchantment. Rather than pay the mana cost for a spell, its controller, that's everybody, may discard a card that shares a color with that spell. And so you discard a card that shares a color with what you want to cast. And then you get to cast it for that discarded card. So it's omniscience before omniscience, but you got to discard a card of the same sharing color. So and anybody can do that. I understand that this helps everybody, but I think in a like what Tad was doing when he was fogging everything, that was a group hug deck. I think this makes the game crazy.
Yeah.
That like I'm not gonna say that you want to be cheating stuff out with this, but I do think again this is another one that almost made Mr. Foxglove just because you're moving through the cards in your hand, and if it gets stuck, you're good to go. But I think it was too big of a bump to everybody else. But if you are in a group hug style deck and you want the game to move, I think this is a card. Like if you're considering just everybody ramps, like everybody gets to put 4 card or land into play, I think you should be thinking Dream Halls as well.
Yeah. No, I dig this one. Like, I mean, discard your Llanowar elves and get a Crater Hoof? Sure. I dig that.
That's a good trade-off.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yeah. I don't own this one too. So far, you are 3 for 3 for ones that I don't own. So yeah, the hard part is that that giving the advantage to everybody. But
yeah,
that's the kind of the nice thing is it's not so oppressive like Omniscience, where you basically are winning the game. You know, it's like only me, everything free. It's like everybody kind of gets an advantage, and you still have to plan it out. They have to discard something. It isn't like complete omniscience. Oh, nope, sorry. Omniscience. I don't want to say it right.
No,
So,
you've
how many decks did you say this was in?
precedent.
Did you say how many decks was?
I didn't look it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah, no, I dig this one. This one seems pretty sweet.
It's in 4,478 decks.
Okay. All right.
So down there.
All right. My fourth one. I think we've picked this one a long time ago, and I picked this one up before it went crazy for a bit there. But I'm gonna do it. I'm going Hall of Gemstone.
RoboCop just mentioned that earlier too.
Oh, did he? Like in this, or just on the Discord?
It's at the top of our
Oh yeah, it is.
comments.
Nice. Yeah. So this is exactly what he said there. It fits with the disruption. So this is 2 green, 1 colorless, enchant world. The beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses a color. Until end of turn, lands tapped for mana produce mana of the chosen color instead of any other color. So if you're in a mono green, this should be an auto include in that deck, just like you would do with Blood Moon and red decks, just like you would do back to basics if you're in blue decks like I did. If you're in a mono green, this should be in there. You're going to hinder everybody else. It doesn't stop them because they still get the choice, but most likely people are playing multicolored decks and they have to choose that turn. If one, they can't really cast multicolor creature or cards unless they have rocks that do it. Hey, what's up, Bill? But it stops them from doing that. And then also, until end of turn lands step, it also affects everybody. So if you're wanting to hinder other players from interacting with your stuff, that's also going to affect them as well. So if you're not picking blue, don't worry, you're not getting counterspelled by the blue player, unless they have the mono rocks, obviously. So I think this one, I have yet to put it in a deck because I don't typically play mono green, but I think 1 to 2 color decks with green in it, this would be a really good card in there. And it's 4,000 EDH rec decks.
4,000. So I probably had in my deck for the first time. I had in Gonti, the new one that steals stuff. Again, RIP. But it worked really well in that deck because for cards that I'm stealing, it doesn't matter. Like the mana can be paid of anything and it just matches.
Oh yeah.
So it still would hurt everybody else, but not necessarily the cards that I steal. So it's good in there. It's really good.
Nice. Yeah, and this one is $13 at the moment, and it has been as high as $45. So just kind of a little FYI on that. So.
Yeah.
All right, 4th pick for you, Lowery.
I'm gonna go with Disharmony. 2 colorless and a red instant.
Let me get the right one. Legends.
Put one in Kona. It's very mean.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
So you can cast Disharmony only during combat before blockers are declared. Untap target attacking creature and remove it from combat. Gain control of that creature until end of turn. So this is a little bit. It's not a active treason like necessarily, but it's one of 2 instant cards that are in red that can steal instantly. And so if somebody's attacking you with something like 2 creatures, you can cast this, remove the best one from combat or whatever one you kind of want to kill, or and then you just take it
and block with it.
Yeah. And then you're good to go.
Yeah.
I think it's a great combat trick. I mean, the nice thing about the sorcery speed ones is when you're able to do your own thing, but this is very, very much a reigns of power type card.
Right.
And I probably should have looked this up too. Let's check that out.
Yeah, it's $37 currently. So those legends, man, another card. It's another legend that I didn't know that it even existed.
This is in 163 decks.
160. This is our lowest.
That's not a lot. People don't know about this one for sure. But that's kind of what that is. It is a steal a card, block, and win in combat for sure.
Yep. AJ. No, I dig this one. Yeah.
You could read that one.
Yeah. So AJ wrote, my wife said it's magic or her. Life sucks. Anyway, let me tell you about my new deck.
I doubt that happened, but here you go, AJ.
I just want bang, bang, bang.
I don't want to know your name. I just want bang, bang.
Oh, that felt good. It's been a while.
But
I think Disharmony is really cool in that aspect of just being able to kind of win in a combat situation where you probably wouldn't have.
Yep, I like trickery. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay. My last one. I was thinking of this other one, but I think I'm going to go with one that we really have not talked about ever. And I actually think is a pretty decent card. Peacekeeper is 1 white and 2 colorless. During your upkeep, it does have an upkeep cost, so you have to pay 1 white and 1 colorless or you bury it. But creatures can't attack, and it's a 1/1 creature in itself. It's a really big hindrance if you don't want people like for those life gain decks, or you're really not doing very creature heavy stuff where you don't want people to attack you. This just stops it all. You do your thing. I haven't played this one, and I think in my head, because I've had this, we've had this for a long time. I've had this card for a long time. In my head, it was always I thought it was cumulative upkeep until I was researching, trying to figure out cards that I wanted to put in. But it's just the 2, and the 2 is really easy, and to make it so people can't attack you or anybody else is pretty nice. So this is only in 3,000 EDH rec decks, currently $10, and has been as high as 60. So those are lowest at the moment for how much it cost, and can get up there. Got pretty high for $60. White decks. I'm just trying to think of like, you do have the life gain stuff. White does see a lot of the you want to hinder people from attacking you with a lot of the stuff that it does. So I think this fits in well. I'm actually surprised it's not in more. I mean, that's the point of this whole segment.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a solid card for sure, right? But
the fact that it stops
the ability that you can just not pay the 2 and then you can attack that turn.
Oh, that's a good point.
Is really nice. So you can control when the attacking starts as long as nobody's trying to remove it. You know, obviously that can happen too. They can, well, let's remove that because I want to attack. But I think in certain decks, I think this is really, really good.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. What is your last pick there, Lau?
Was that it? That was it. Huh?
That was 5 for me. Yep.
Oh, it feels like we're going fast, but it's a relatively, I'm going to go with the one that I think we talked about reserve lists a little over a year ago, and I did mention this one as a spec target, but I'm going to go Pendrell Mists. Pendrell. This is 3 colorless blue enchantment, and each creature gains essentially during your upkeep pay 1, or it's destroyed.
Internet's going slow, which means that the feed is going to go slow. Come on.
But essentially, if you are in a creature light deck, okay,
Dude,
yeah.
You would. Well, I remember you talking about this before.
Yeah.
But you went 5 for 5 for cards I don't have. Good job.
So all creatures have at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this creature unless you pay 1. So if you're in a creature light deck where you just want a couple of big fatties and you just got to pay 3 to keep a couple of 4 or 5.
Put this in Mind Skinner.
Yeah. It's gonna. I mean, the crackback is a lot less likely.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Tabernacle as an enchantment. There is a version of this that is a white creature. I think it's Magus of the Tabernacle. There we go. Something like that. It's a Magus, a white Magus. But this is a cool card to keep things down and slow, and we both kind of went that route at the end there with Peacekeeper and Pendrell Mist. Like it's just controlling the board, making sure that things aren't getting out of control too much. And so I like this card. It's not something that I play a ton of because I'm very creature heavy as a player, but I still really like this.
Yep, no, I dig this a lot. Like
it says it's only like $5-6. That's a steal.
I'm writing this one down, Pendrell, because it really might fit in my Mind Skinner deck because, you know, I'm talking about trying to hinder people from coming at me. And that was the thing I was worried about. Well, that's the thing with Mill is people just freaking come at you, but come at me, bro. It's 3,000. The other one. Yeah. So
it's a saving from a Tabernacle of $3,695.
Yeah.
That's a steal of the deal right there.
But yeah, this one might fit in there perfect because I do have creatures. I am playing a lot of little creatures, so I'm fine with sacrificing those and keeping Mind Skinners out, but everybody else has to do the same. And if they want to keep them, they're holding their mana up, you know, so it's kind of wrecking that up. So I like that. All right. Okay, so that is it for this. I do want to hear if you guys have some picks that you think are underrated, underused, reserve list cards. Lowery pointed out 5 cards that I don't own, and I pointed out 2 that I don't own, 3 that I don't own. So I'm probably going to end up picking up those at some point. So yeah, if there's any that you guys think that we should know about, please put that in the comments. I'd love to hear what those are. And they might make it on the future episode when we do the reserve list in a year plus or whatever, whenever we do it next. So, or if reserve list starts getting targeted.
I got another list, an idea, an angle that we can do.
All right. So yeah, please.
Reserve list, we want a proxy and we don't have to own.
There we go.
I know that's a long title, but
I go.
that just gets us. When else are we going to talk about really expensive reserve list cards that nobody's ever going to buy?
Right. Yeah. I mean, because even some of these, like the one that you mentioned before with
that's
the
exactly what I'm thinking.
Natural balance.
Yeah.
Even the one that you were just mentioning about with the red one, where you you take their creature and then block with it. Like that's a $40 card, and it's like, that isn't a game changer enough where it goes in a lot of decks for me to want to spend $40 on it. But I get it.
Italians.
Yeah, I get the Italian ones. And then play the proxy. All right. So yeah, please give us some suggestions. That'd be great. We'd love to see that because we do read all the comments on YouTube. So, all right. I think it is time for our Stump the Smith Savant. So let me get over to that.
One,
She can't even read.
two.
Why can't I read? What did I do?
You said we read all the YouTube comments, and it was a little delayed, so I could see the disconnect there. But
all right. Let's see here, Lowery. You did get stumped last week, so
I did.
You have this button. It's time for everyone's favorite game show.
I know what it is. I just don't know the name. That's not true. I was legitly stumped last week, and it doesn't happen often.
Yeah, in fact, you are 106 to 36, so 106 wins to 36 losses. So you're doing pretty good there, buddy.
Doing all right.
If you guys don't know how this game works, I'm going to read the flavor text of a card, and Larry's going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes, he'll hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no, he'll hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
He gets up to 5 wrong guesses before he's considered stumped. He gets up to 3 clues. If he can get everything about the card but can't get what the card name is, he will get initials of the card. And if he has still a clue left over, he'll get bonus initials, which should help give it away. Let's see. The card has to be at least 10,000 EDH rec decks. You do not have to be a patron to submit. We need people to submit because we are getting low on everybody, which is fine for the people that have submitted because their names are going to be chosen. At the moment, I'm just going down the list of the oldest people that have submitted. So no matter what, your name is going to get drawn at some point, like either drawn or you're the oldest one that has submitted something. So highly recommend you do it, and it's free. The only thing we ask for is if you lose, you maybe submit the card to us like Lowery, like RoboCop did there, and see Lowery's wall. But other side, nope, other side, there we go. Lowery's wall there with all the losers there. So we just ask that you guys do that if you want. You don't have to either. That's not even a requirement. So it's just kind of a nice little trophy case. Again, thanks to Tommy Olson. He has donated this Ragavan right here that if we get to round 3, which we haven't been there since he donated, obviously, because this would be up for grabs, this is up there. So how the rounds work is first 3 weeks, it is a foil proxy, which right now we either have the Storm foil Storm foil proxy, Captain America, Wolverine, Iron Man, or Black Panther, and these are all in the comic book form, so one of those is up for grabs for the first 3 weeks. If Larry doesn't get stumped in the first 3 weeks, we add an actual card to the ante like we did last week. And after every 3 weeks, we add a card and a card, a card. Ragavan comes in at round number 3. So that's where we're at. I eliminated the chat. Chat can play along, see if you can guess it before Lowry does. All right, that was everything. Here we go. And I need to get the timer started, but I'll do that after I read this. The charge was heralded not by horns, but by dragons, echoing by the dragon's echoing roar. Hit the button, please.
One.
There we go. Can't even read.
Two.
The charge was heralded not by horns, but by the dragon's echoing roar. And I'll get that timer going.
Okay. So, I mean, you bring up dragons, and more than likely, red is involved at this point.
Really quick,
A charge.
Stumper is
Oh.
Batman. So, I'm Batman. Batman is our Stumper, so I wanted to throw that out there.
Dragons normally mean red. So, is this color identity red?
Hello, boobies.
I thought so.
Is that how we have to do the whole episode?
You don't have to. I'm going against Batman. I'm Batman. Pete Holmes version. No, I'm not gonna. I can't do that. All right. The charge was heralded not by horn. Where's Rachel?
Where is she?
I put them to sleep. You don't know you killed them? The charge was heralded not by horns, but by the dragon's echoing roar. Okay, so we know that it has at least red in it. Charge generally mean that's an idea or a concept of verb. More than likely, it is an instant or sorcery. So, is this a non-permanent spell?
Wrong, wrong, wrong,
What?
wrong.
So, this is a permanent spell, you're saying?
Hello, boobies.
Well, I'm glad I reasoned that out. Permanent spell. We're talking about a charge, so maybe feels more like an enchantment or an artifact. I'm not going to confirm that or deny it. I want a first clue, please.
Your first clue. The art features a guy jumping off the castle walls onto his dragon. All right, the art features a guy jumping off of castle walls onto his dragon. Tell me where Rachel is. You scumbag.
So
I want to be able to do Heath Ledger's Joker to mix it in, but I couldn't.
Oh, that's so hard to do. So hard. So hard if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Here you go,
I
AJ.
don't want your name. I just
So hard.
Bang, bang.
I don't want to know your name. I just want bang bang bang.
Okay. That didn't help me at all. I am kind of worried. Red, some dude jumping off a castle wall onto a dragon. The charge was heralded not by horns, but by the dragon's echoing roar. Wow. Okay. Is this?
Well, Red
That makes me feel like it could be a creature, which then does not help me
Others can still guess.
narrow it down.
Renshai got the initials.
Wow, he's already there?
He got it, and you didn't.
Good for you.
Oh,
Great
good
job.
Hey, that's the same actor. That works. Oh, good for you.
It is. The charge was heralded not by horns, but by the dragon's echoing roar. We know that it has red color identity. We know that it is a permanent. What is my guess? I like to have a guess after every clue at least, or before I ask for another one. So let's go for. Is this a? Is this a creature?
Hello, boobies.
Stupid.
You got it
All
right.
So this is a red-ish creature.
like a red-ish.
Yeah, I mean, there could be other colors.
Right, I get it. That
There
was
could be.
good.
I have not. Okay. I'll take a second clue, please.
The text features a temporary way to cheat your commander into play. The text features a temporary way to cheat your commander into play.
Shit. All right.
Alfred
All right.
would be disappointed. Alfred.
Alfred. Alfred. Okay. No, I do know the card. Is this from Commander Legends?
Hello, boobies.
Creature type is a dragon.
Hello, boobies.
When it attacks, you can put your commander into play for like that turn or that attack.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
I don't think I'm wrong. I think it was the specifics that got me wrong.
You're wrong.
Which I didn't even. I was mumbling. All right.
No, you're wrong. I'm telling you straight up, you're wrong. Not even like the specifics. It's just you're
Wrong, 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 wrong.
you're wrong. You're wrong, Lowery.
By 6 mana. That sound right? I'll take third clue, please.
Well, you know what the card is. Why would you take the third clue?
I don't. Well, stop. Okay, fine. Fine.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I don't really know what it is.
All the clue that the third one is not going to help you at this point because you
Yeah, you're right.
you know where it's
Fine.
all at. I mean,
Fine.
maybe. Sorry, I should.
Probably tyrant of some type. That kind of sounds right. Is it? Is the CMC 6?
Hello, boobies.
4 colorless, 2 red.
Hello, boobies.
All right. What is the power toughness? 6/5? 6? Is there a 6 involved?
Hello, boobies.
Is there a 5 involved?
Hello, boobies.
Is it a 6/5?
Hello, boobies.
You just like to hear the boob. You just like boobies. You do. My voice kind of cracked there.
Boobies, boobies.
Then I turned into Scooby.
No, you turn into
Shaggy.
Conan and go, boobies. Okay. Let's see here. We know it's a 6/5 dragon. CMC is 4 and 2 red. Flying. Has flying.
Hello, boobies.
When it attacks. Give me a second.
Okay, I was about to hit a button.
Is this all I need to get left?
Kind of. There's two kind of little parts to it. Like, remember what I said here. The text features a temporary way to cheat your commander into play. A temporary way. So there's 2 parts I really want you to get. If you can get the gist of the 2 parts, then you get the initials.
Can I hear both clues again?
Yep. The art features a guy jumping off a castle wall onto his dragon. The text features a temporary way to cheat your commander into play.
And I have 2 wrong right now.
Yes.
Is it an ETB? Is it attack? It might be an ETB. If it's an ETB, that gives it haste. Is haste involved somehow? I don't like this game anymore. I feel like I doubt it's that. Can I hear the second clue again, please?
The text features a temporary way to cheat your commander into play.
Yeah. It's either an ETB or an attack. 6/5. Flying. Haste could be involved, but so when it comes into play, what's up there? Still think it's like tyrant of some type.
This 15% or 14.9% alcohol. Woo! It tastes really good.
It's good stuff.
I love this. I love when Ibukaki gets these beers. They're delicious.
You
I
could have
love
just
them.
stopped at I love Ibukaki.
Oh, yes. Oh, and it was Goose Island bourbon. I didn't even read that part. I just saw
Yeah,
the
because,
Bananas Foster Stout is what I saw. It's bananas.
What does Bananas Foster's mean? Is that
I
like,
have no idea because I
chocolate?
thought it was going to taste like bananas, but it doesn't taste like bananas.
is it chocolatey?
Yeah. Imperial Stout, Chicago made, 2023. Goose Island. Oh, that's Grey Duck. I was like, I thought that's Minnesota made, but that's Grey Duck vodka or Grey Duck. Duck, Grey Duck.
Yep.
It's gonna piss 49 states off because they're like, what the fuck is Duck, Grey Duck? Well, in Minnesota, it's Grey Duck.
Duck, Grey Duck.
It's
not just Minnesota. It's the appropriate way to play it.
Touche. You're right. You always are.
Dang, that's not true, but thank you. You're such a positive person.
Oh shit, we're under 10 minutes. You're under
Yeah, we
10
are.
minutes. The clock
We're
is
at 9.
ticking. Which boat are you gonna save? Wait, no, that's Joker doing that. Whoops.
Is it it's one of the two triggers. I have two wrong. I do. Attacking would be much more like Ilharg. I don't think it's like that. But an ETB, is it an ETB effect?
Hello, boobies.
There you go.
It's stupid. I don't like it one bit.
But you should be able to figure out the rest of the puzzle at that point.
Yeah, you would think. You can, so like you get to bring your commander into play.
Hello, boobies.
Yeah, I mean you already said that, but and then you have to.
I just like boobies.
It returns to your hand.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
So say where it correctly returns.
It returns back to the command zone.
Hello, boobies.
There's one last thing.
Like after when it happens, or
Like, you get to put your commander into play. There's one thing that happens to the commander.
it gains haste.
There you go.
Hello, boobies.
Because that would be very pointless for it to just bring
Right.
it just
I
into
mean, you
play.
can have the commanders with like just ETB effects that you want to
right,
be doing it.
but
with,
it would just be a stupid card. Wouldn't be a
Right.
fucking $13
Right, that would
card
not
for
be.
that.
Is it 15?
Yeah, 13 at this point. The initials are HC. HC.
I got 3 wrong.
Yeah, but you do have a bonus clue, which I'm gonna have to make up here.
HC.
HC, as in cat.
Is the first one Hellkite?
Hello, boobies.
All right, that's normally an easy guess for H. C. Hellkite. C. Hellkite. We're down to 6.5 minutes. Hellkite. Crimson. Cataracts. Cavern. Caretaker.
I'm trying to find ways to give you a hint on the second word because you're
Cantankerous. Cat. Hellkite cat. Hellkite commander. Hellkite. Yeah,
Oh.
I'll probably look for
okay.
that clue.
So the C word.
Hey, calm down. Calm down. It's not. I know it's not cunt. All right.
the C word.
I know it's not that.
Is another word for mount, which is what the picture is. But it's what the guy is doing. He's jumping on his dragon, so he's mounting his dragon. So it's it's
I wish I had a yeah baby button. Yeah baby. Mounting. Hellkite mounter. Oh boy.
let's See if there's.
That's how you know we would have never survived dragons if they were real.
It's a C word.
It's
It's a hellkite cunt. She's evil. You don't want to mess with her.
It's not Hellkite Broodmother. I know that.
Oh.
That's mean. All right. Hellkite C, which is like a mount. I'm at 4 minutes. I am sorry.
Yeah, I'm trying to. There isn't any other like I didn't realize like the definition of this one. I didn't realize that's what that was.
Now we have. Can you hit the button now? I know what it is.
I just don't know the name. Well, then I have to do. Yep. It's time for everyone's favorite game show.
I know what it is. I just don't know the name. Hellkite. Bah. Hey, Hellkite. Carriage? I don't like that.
I'm looking up different things to give hints, but Batman might defeat you.
Batman might get me and win a Marvel card.
Yeah. Oh, it's not DC.
Why?
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah, Paul has it. Paul Hemminghouse. There he has it.
There we go.
Hemminghouse.
Hemminghouse?
House. Paul
Oh
got
my
it.
god.
Paul got it.
All right, we're at a little under 3 minutes at this point.
You got two guesses
Hellkite,
left.
I mean, I can guess if I had some guesses, but there isn't anything I'm like hemming and hawing on, so I can't move forward.
Chat that is on. Is there anybody that can give me a better hint of what I was for the C word? I just find that very funny. My child. Can you guys help me have him figure out what the C word is?
I don't know if I'm going to get there. I don't think I'm going to. We're at 2 minutes. I don't know if we need to run this thing out. Like, this is a bummer.
Hellkite C. Hellkite C.
Hellkite C. Hellkite Mounter. Hellkite Rider. Hellkite. Caravan. Hellkite. Maybe it's something that you're riding, riding.
Well, the mounting is the part of the.
Yeah. No, I mean, mounting and riding are kind of.
No. I'm just saying, like, that's the definition of what this
the
is.
word
Yeah.
that I'm supposed to do. Yeah.
I wouldn't
Mounting,
have known it unless I Googled it right now. Like, I was just like, I don't even know what that is. That's why I had to Google it. I know what the card is. I just don't know the name.
You know, I've heard a lot of info about like how Americans, most of us, like 54% read it at or below a 6th grade level.
1 minute remaining.
And I'm afraid I'm one of those people.
Have you heard me read?
Yeah, well, but I mean, we all know that. I hold myself to a different standard, I think. I still am wrong all the time.
40 seconds.
Hellkite.
Which boat are you going to choose? The prisoners or the citizens?
No, they get to choose. Batman doesn't.
I'm talking
There's
to the
no point.
citizens.
30 seconds left. I think I'm done. I give up.
Congratulations, Batman. You defeated him. All right.
What is it? Courser. Dang it. All right.
Congratulations.
I was not gonna get there,
Yeah,
but
that was tough. Like I looked it up and I'm like, I don't know how to help you much more than that. So
yeah, no, that's Courser is related to like horseback a lot.
So that's what it said with the definition was the riding, the saddling up, and that's why. So see the little guy right there? He's jumping on.
Is
and
that little guy?
This little guy right here.
Let's
This
get that little guy right there.
And see, it has like a saddle and everything, so it's a dragon rider. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to think
nice
like
job, Batman.
what is the flower you put on for like prom? It's a corset. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. If you would have given me a clue for that, I would have been way off.
Yeah.
Other than like Hellkite corset? What? That doesn't make any sense.
Congratulations, Batman. You get to choose. We'll do another X-Men or Marvel proxy for next week, but you get to choose which one you want. Stumped you 2 weeks in a row. Jeez.
That it's been a while since that.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. Remember, you guys can submit these. You don't have to be Discord members. Please do that. We only have a handful of Discord members that are in it. We need more from everybody else as well, and Discord members. So please submit that so we can get some more. And if just submit a card, you're like, hey, this isn't 10,000 EDH Rec Decks. Has this been used yet? If it has, I'll tell you to grab another one. So that's where we're at with that. Or you can use different art. That's the other thing, is a lot of people like to use Crucible Worlds, multiple arts. Lowery loves that. So, yeah. So just submit that at, sorry, I didn't say that part. If you're part of the Discord, message me directly, or you go to our email, commandersmiths@gmail.com. So, all right, gang. That should do it for this week. We will catch you guys next week.
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
I love boobs, I'm talking tatas. I love boobs, I'm bonkers for honkers. I love
Wrench
boobs,
Eye's talking
thanks for the
shit.
memories. I
Remember when Larry used to be
love
good at this?
boobs.
I was never good at this.
Wah.
Hey Meat Force, could you kindly tap the like and subscribe button? And if you're ever in the mood, head on over to commandersmiths.com and you can get the shirts and mugs you see on the screen and some other stuff. Thank you.